Ready to shine inside out? Welcome to Polished Beauty Podcast, where ambition meets empowerment. We talk business, beauty, brain, body. I am your host, Dr. Dalyce Radtke, triple board certified cosmetic surgeon and OBGYN. Let's get polished.
Welcome back to the Polished Beauty segment, where we break down the science of beauty, health, and longevity with real experts, where beauty meets brains. I'm your host, Zen Sams, alongside my go-to expert in aesthetic and wellness, co-contributor, Dr. Dalyce Radtke. She's a triple board certified cosmetic surgeon and OBGYN. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects every single woman over 40, yet most don't even realize it's happening. The silent muscle loss crisis, why your face and body are both drooping, and how to fight back. We always hear about muscle loss in the body as we age, but what if I told you that your face is also losing muscle? That's right, just like your arms, legs, and core, the muscles in your face weaken, shrink, and lose structure over time. The result? Drooping cheeks, sagging jawlines, and a tired, aged appearance. So, how do we fight back? Well, our guest today is living proof that aging doesn't have to mean losing strength or definition. Dalyce Radtke, better known as Fit Mom of 7 on Instagram, is a 61-year-old fitness expert and certified personal trainer with over 30 years of experience helping women over 40 reclaim their strength, confidence, and vitality. She's here to break down how muscle loss affects both the body and the face and what we can do to stop it. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you for having me back. Good morning, Dr. Daisy.
Hi, Dalyce. Nice to meet you. I'm excited.
Likewise.
All right, Dalyce, most women think of muscle loss as something that happens to their arms or legs, but they just don't realize the face is affected too. Can you explain how facial muscles weaken over time and why this contributes to the visible aging signs?
Yes, and well, just like the muscles in your arms and legs, the muscles in your face lose strength and volume over time. And this just happens with natural aging, less collagen production. Just like the body muscles, facial muscles can strengthen. We can strengthen them as well, but it's all about maintaining the muscle. It's like building it, and everything we want to do, everything we can to maintain the muscle once we built it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dalyce, when women start losing muscles on their face, what is like the first sign they notice? Because that's something they're going to ask, like, what do I look for? And also, are there any warning signs that they should start looking for in their younger years?
Sagging cheeks, the hollowing under the eyes, your lips get a little bit thinner, your eyebrows start to drop slightly. Once again, you want to make sure that I just feel like exercise is the answer to everything, and building and maintaining that muscle.
So if the face and body are both losing muscle, does that mean that the traditional strength training can actually help prevent sagging in the face? Do we need a different approach? Are there facial exercises that you recommend? Because I've heard that can help as well, or modulators that can help tighten the muscle on the face?
When you lift weights, you preserve muscle everywhere, including your face. Strength training actually boosts collagen production, which keeps your skin firm. But, you can use those little stones, those gua sha stones you can do for the jawline. That actually is a lymphatic massage to release toxins, which will help with the stimulation of collagen. But there's, I'm sure there's muscle exercise or facial exercises you can do to strengthen the muscles in your face. You can look them. I don't necessarily do them myself, to be honest with you. I just focus on strength training my entire body. But there are, science has proven that you can strengthen the muscles in your face.
That's fascinating. Dr. Daisy, this is up your alley. This is what you do. You are in the gym every time I see you. And most people would never connect strength training with anti-aging for the face, but both Dalyce and you, Dr. Daisy, are living proof.
Yeah, they're both connected. When you're working your muscles, you think you're focusing on that tricep or abs, but you're actually straining the face, and that's strengthening your muscles. So they all work together simultaneously. And there are specific exercises that you can just focus on the face if you want to target those muscles. But I think, for the general public, if you just go and work out strength in the total body, you will benefit your face as well. Dalyce, I want to know, with protein, there's a lot of talk and conversation, and women often want to get on protein. What is the suggestion you have for women that are seeking to get protein in their diet? And also, what would be the recommendation?
Well, protein is crucial for maintaining muscle mass
Yeah.
in your face and your body. And most women, I'd say almost all women don't get enough protein daily. And right now, I think the recommendation, or just in general, is about zero point 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So it's about 100. I'm 128 pounds. I try and aim for 120 grams of protein a day. And it's difficult. It does take some work, but it's really important because it supports collagen and skin elasticity. It boosts recovery and strength. And once again, you need that to build the muscle. So it's protein's crucial.
Right.
especially in the perimenopausal menopausal women category, without a doubt.
100%.
Absolutely.
But if you get into the habit of doing it when you're younger, which is what I teach my girls or my kids, in your 20s and 30s, don't wait until you're in your 40s and 50s to start, building muscle. Do it when you're younger so you maintain that foundation.
I love it. Now,
Absolutely.
I know Dr. Daisy, you have another question, right?
Yes. So for the women that already experiencing sagging, and that's literally most women in their perimenopause, menopause year, is it possible to rebuild facial muscle later in life or to prevent it? Is there anything you suggest?
You know what? I believe it's the same thing. Like I said, with our body, I think that we need to, from a younger age, but it's never too late. When you're in your 40s and 50s, if you start strength training, I believe that building muscle is crucial. And then once you start building it, do everything you can to maintain it. But with that being said, I'm going to be totally transparent. If you haven't followed me, and my followers already know this, and you're a plastic surgeon, I had a lower facelift 2 years ago because I've noticed over time that I was losing volume. I mean, genetically, I think as I've aged, I've got a little bit leaner too. I've been pushing heavier weight, so I'm building more muscle. So I've actually leaned out more, built more muscle, lost some body fat. And you lose the volume in your face, and I was noticing the sagging, and it was like that jawline was sagging, and there was nothing that I could do. I mean, I was doing everything I could with strength training and maintaining my muscle, but you can't do. It wasn't changing my skin.
Yeah.
So I went in and had the lower facelift just to remove the excess skin.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna be right behind you when I get there. Right behind you. I already said it. If there's one plastic procedure, like plastic
yeah,
surgery, it's a facelift.
yeah, I didn't do anything above my eyes, but it was just like this started sinking. And every time I saw a picture, I would look in the mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel great. I'm strong. I'm maintaining my muscle. I'm doing everything I can. I'm eating healthy, but you can't turn the clock back on skin. You can do it to a certain point. You maintain the muscle, but there's only so much you can do for your skin. And so I was like, I can't turn the clock on the sagging right now. So I went and had it done. So
Yeah. I mean, the
yeah,
good thing with is now, faceless is an option, obviously, for your lower face and neck, but you have two devices in the market that actually can give you some drastic results that's almost facelift like, but not quite, for someone that's seeking minimally invasive. And off record, this is not a promotion or anything, but, if you're looking at like radio frequency device or helium based devices, those two will really give you some drastic results. The other
mm.
ones, it's kind of like
is that
small.
a laser that you're speaking of?
No, it's not a laser. So Face Tide by InMode, that's a really good one that can give you some good lower face changes, and also Renuvion. Those two, I would say you will really get results. The other ones in the
Yeah,
market, they're very small changes.
yeah, it's
I
Yeah.
interesting.
love that. I love that. And a lot of women over 40 struggle with energy loss, not just physical changes. And strength training, Dallas, actually boosts energy levels, as you know, and you've been promoting, and helps with things
Yeah.
like brain fog and fatigue. What does your training routine look like at your age? Give me a day to day.
Well, my routine is, like I said, I focus on building muscle. So 3 days a week, I focus on strength training, and then one day a week I do a high intensity workout because I still like to really push myself hard and really break a sweat, get my heart rate up, and like really push myself outside my comfort zone. And all those little days in between, I focus on flexibility, mobility, and balance. A lot of balance, because when I start doing balance exercises, I realize, oh my gosh, this is difficult.
Yeah.
So just simple things like just standing on one leg while I'm brushing my teeth. You know, when I'm in the kitchen drinking my coffee, I'm standing on one leg, just like little things like that. So, I mean, I do like a workouts 5 or 6 days a week because I love it. It just makes me feel good. I don't feel like it's a punishment. And then, on a Sunday, I might be like just going for an extra long walk and maybe doing some extra stretching.
And how long at a time are you working out?
I work out, I'd say my 3 days a week, it's like a 35-minute workout.
Hmm.
Like what I dedicate to myself, aside from like filming something specific for Instagram or whatever. But a lot of my workouts that I actually do, this is my day workout I put on Instagram. Some days it's 10 minutes. I've got
Right.
kids I'm running off back and forth to school and dancing and hockey. So, I mean, some days I only have 10, 15 minutes, but I never don't do anything. I always do something. So whether it's like, I only have 5 minutes before I get out the door, I do something.
Nice. And what kind of diet do you follow?
I follow like the 80-20, where 80% of the time I'm eating healthy foods, and I really watch my portions. And 20% of the time it's like, I say fun, something I normally wouldn't, they wouldn't can be considered that healthy. Like it might be French fries or pizza or whatever that is. Like I said, I focus on protein. I don't restrict myself from anything. I don't really drink alcohol though. I enjoy a drink. I'd say maybe once every 3 or 4 months. So I don't say I don't ever drink. I think anything in moderation. That's my belief, is anything in moderation. And what is the definition of moderation? It can be different for certain things, but I just really enjoy life, and I make healthy food choices. I look at my plate before I eat it, and I literally look at it and go, how's this going to make me feel? And there's certain things that I would love to eat all the time because I could be a junk food junkie, but I know it wouldn't make me feel good afterwards. So I really do make healthy food choices most of the time, just because I love, number one, I love the way it makes me feel. And I know that it's better for me.
It's a mindset. It's not
It's
just
a
about
mindset.
looking better. It's about feeling sharper and more energized.
And it got easier as I aged. The older I get, I realize, gosh, you really have to be mindful of what you put in your body if you want to have a long, healthy life. It's my body. I want to keep it healthy. So it's my choice,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I love that you mentioned that you only work out 35 minutes, because there's this big misconception that you have to be in the gym for 1 hour, 2 hours to get your workout in. And it's not the length of time that you do it, it's what you're actually doing in that time that
Right,
matters. So yeah,
exactly.
thank you for highlighting that. Do
Yeah.
you have any simple science-backed exercise for women that can get started today if they were interested in getting the fitness journey going, and how to rebuild the muscles?
So you'd say science-backed things?
Yeah, science-backed things or suggestion or
Yeah, I would just say, like, once again, going back to strength training, that's crucial. You have to add that. I mean, Pilates is great, yoga is great. All the other things are great, but I always go back to, and I always tell this to the clients that I train is, and they tell me all the things, I'm doing this now and I'm doing that now. And Pilates is amazing, and so is yoga. But strength training you have to do. That's crucial. If you want to increase your longevity, you want to balance your hormones, you want to feel better and increase your metabolism. And then two, increase your protein. And it takes some work. It does, it can't be all or nothing. It can't be, oh, forget it. It's too hard to keep track. Like, just really every time you eat food, make sure you have protein in that meal. That's the best, if that's the best you can do, that's better than, not doing it. And then I would say maybe the third thing I'd say is really just kind of watch your alcohol intake, because that's a big, I think just from a lot of the people that I interview, is a lot of people drink and they need to have that glass of wine daily or a couple of glasses of wine. It really does affect how you sleep.
mm,
It affects your skin. I mean, your entire body. So I'd say that's in moderation as well. So, maybe take a look at that. And consistency is key, because it doesn't have to be all or nothing. If you only have 5 or 10 minutes, believe it or not, you can do, I mean, if you set a timer for 5 minutes and did 3 exercises, squat, push-ups, and a plank, 3 sets of those in 5 minutes, you'd be surprised. You're like, wow, that was actually really challenging. It took me 5 minutes.
yeah. You know,
So
there's one question I want to ask you. Being a mom of 7, that's
yeah,
impressive. Congratulations on
thank
that. It's
you.
not easy. And, a lot of women just say, I don't have time between child, between husband, between work. There's just not enough time to focus on their fitness journey. So I want to know, for you, what is that one thing, that one bold thing that you have done or that has gotten you to this point in life? If you had to look back, what was the one thing?
I never looked at it as, I don't think I've ever looked at it as like making like a guilt thing, like, oh my gosh, or a selfish thing. I'm exercising and the kids they need me right now. I always looked at it as, I need to prioritize my health and increase my energy levels and make me feel good so that I can actually feel good for everyone else around me.
Mm,
So I always set that time aside no matter what it was. like maybe even the day before, in my mind, I would say, tomorrow, I know it's going to be a busy day, but what time during the day can I actually fit in 5 or 10 minutes? And I made a point of doing it. So I made it an appointment, almost like a doctor's appointment that I did not cancel. And set it at a time that you know that it's going to be doable, whether I had to get up 15 minutes before the kids got up or when they were taking a nap. If I put the kids in the crib and taking a nap, I would do something for 15 minutes or 10, whatever that was. But I always made it, to simplify, I always made it a priority because I knew that it was going to benefit everyone else around me.
Nice.
I think a lot of women feel guilty, you go, oh my gosh, the kids need me and my husband needs me and the house needs to get, put that all aside and take care of yourself first so that you can give to the ones that you love around you. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah, it's back to the mask airplane analogy, right? Before you put on their mask,
Yeah.
you put on your
Yeah.
mask first, and then you can
100%.
help the child. Well, Dalyce, this has been eye-opening. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean,
Thank
most of
you
us.
for having me again. I love it. Yeah. Nice to meet you, Dr. Daisy, as well.
Yeah, Dallas, my
I'll
pleasure.
have to look you up when I'm in Houston.
Yeah, I'm here for you now that we're
I'll
neighbors.
definitely do that. I'll definitely do that.
Now, most of us don't think about muscle health as a key to looking and feeling young, but we've just made it clear in this episode, it's one of the biggest missing pieces in the conversation around aging. And for anyone who wants to learn more about Dalyce's training programs, you could check her out at fitmomof7.com, where she offers one-on-one online coaching for fitness and nutrition, customized for busy women, especially over 40. And of course, follow her on the gram at fit_mom of7 for daily fitness, strength training, and wellness tips. Stay strong, stay confident, and we'll see you next time on the Polished Beauty segment.
I hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you for listening. Video recording of this episode will be featured on our YouTube channel, Dr. Daisy Ayim. We are also found on Instagram at Polished Beauty Podcast or at Dr. Daisy Ayim. Remember, new episodes drop every Wednesday, so stay tuned. Please like, share, follow.